Hola. Woo, 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 woo. Daggers. Okay, so since I went live the other night, in case you all did not see that, it kept buffering even on Wi-Fi. And I was like, I'm so glad I'm getting new phone, new service, and maybe I can go live on my phone now, right? So just a second ago, I took the Wi-Fi off and it said needed to reconnect. Now, I should have probably started this without the Wi-Fi to see how good the actual service was. And I have an unlimited advantage plan through a local company, so next time I try this, I'll actually turn the Wi-Fi off and start with the service. And so, plus, it's been a while since I just chatted with you guys. And I look like poo. I'm like still in my PJs. I'm like chilling out today. So that's why you all can't see me. Where'd the chat go? Okay, here we go. All right. We got Dags in here, Richard Burke, Zen Master Me, Ghana Ball. What's going on? I know. Look, you can see my shadow in the PC, right? Good day. Good day. I don't know if I'm getting sick or if it's this weather, but I am aching really bad. And I actually kept my kids home from school yesterday because we were under a winter weather advisory. And so our side street was covered in snow. And I was like, I'm not going to let my kids go to school in this, you know? So I used my discernment and kept both of them home from school, which I guess everything was fine, but I didn't want to take that chance. So I don't know if you all have been up to speed on the Chris Watts case. I am actually in the process of reading the 2,000 documents that was released by the FBI. And let me just tell you all, whew, like I thought about going live and going over the documents with you all. No, that would like take days. So what I'm doing is I'm just going over them, taking notes. Another good channel that's been doing, she's been doing her research, let me tell you. She has a different style than me. Her channel name is Go Lightly, and it's all one word. But let me just tell you, she's been up on top of this stuff. And for any of you all that tries to say that this story was fake news, no. You know, how many cases do we get that actually go mainstream that the FBI releases all the documentation on? None. None that I'm aware of. Not in this much detail, right? And I'm like obsessed with this case. Even though he's been sentenced, all this documentation has come out and it's just wow. And guess what? So Shanann Watts' family is actually doing a wrongful death lawsuit against Chris Watts, and they're only asking for $100K. Yeah, that's a lot of money to me. I'm sure it's a lot of money to you all, but to some people it's not. And you know what? They lost their daughter, their unborn grandson, and their 2 grandchildren. I don't really believe, I'm not really for suing, but they have every right to sue this man. He basically took everything away from them, you know? And so also they are releasing text messages between him and his girlfriend of 2 months. I'm wondering how bad she feels. Who knows if she feels bad at all? I'm not saying it's her fault, but she played a role in this. If they were to not meet, blah, 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 this may have not happened. But that guy has some serious issues. And I don't know if you all have seen his current mugshot. I can't show you right now. I can't share my screen because I'm on my phone, but he's completely shaved. He's gained like 20 pounds since he's been in. I'm only like on page 500 of the 2,000-page document. And wow, is there so much information out there. And you can tell it's legit. You can tell that, they didn't just throw this all together and say, hey, read this. Like there's you can tell actual people worked on this case. There's Post-it notes and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so Chris Watts, Denver, Colorado. He ended up he was having an affair on his wife of 8 years. She was out of town. She was pregnant with their 15-week-old son. They had just found out it was a boy. He had basically told her he was out of love with her. They needed to separate, blah, blah, blah. She wanted to go to counseling. He said no. She went out on a business trip, came home. He basically strangled her and then smothered their 2 daughters, ages 3 and 4. And then went on the news media pleading for help for their safe return. And come to find out, he worked at an oil field by the company of Adeco or Ardeco or something like that. Excuse me for the spelling, but basically a big oil field. He ended up taking the daughters, shoving them into an 8-inch hole at the top of the oil tank, and literally used his boot to press the oldest one inside. Okay? And then buried the wife that was pregnant with the 15-week-old in a shallow grave next to the oil, on the same site. And, how did he think he was not going to get caught? Completely narcissistic. Something's definitely wrong. And in my honest opinion, I think the guy needs an exorcism. And it showed during the sentencing, he had one little tear stream down his face. I think that one little tear was an alligator tear, and that tear was because he got caught and he was now being sentenced to 3 full life sentences plus unlawful termination of a pregnancy, which then added an additional 48 years to his sentence. So he's not going to get out. He's not eligible for parole. He's in there. And trust me, if they put him in general population, he probably won't be in there much longer. So that's my little 411 on the case. Uh-oh, the kitty cat's meowing. My little mouse catcher. He must be cold. I need to let him in. He has got a box though that has an electric heated blanket in with pillows and all kinds of stuff on my front porch. So he's good to go. He must just be hungry. And they say cats prefer cardboard boxes, believe it or not. Oh, no problem. Shits and giggles. So I'm trying to think of anything else that I can, oh yeah. What else I was going to say is Chris Watts's parents are actually, and the girlfriend, and I can't really give any validity to this, but I heard that they are wanting to do a book deal. So there's actually a petition out there for them to not be able to do the book deal. And I actually posted that on my Twitter about an hour ago. Hi, Billy Bird. Be nice. So yeah, trying to think anything else. there's so much information. And when you're reading this stuff, it's like you have to keep scrolling through. And I was so upset because I didn't log down what page I was on. And for some reason, it refreshed where the documents are and it started me at 0. And so I was like, oh no. So I had to go back through and kind of guess as to where I was. I'm a little past 500. I know you are. You must have a look-alike that likes to give me a hard time. The demon parents are looking to cash in now. Yes, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And his mom never did like Shannon. Never did like her. They didn't even show up to the wedding when they got married. They were invited to the funeral and didn't show. Now, how bad is that? That's your blood being buried. And yeah, your son may have committed the act, but you still should have went to the daggone funeral. Are you kidding me? My camera's not defective. I just don't have it on. Trust me, I'm in my robe. I have my hair braided in a hat. And like I have this pimple, like it's right in the center of my chin. Trust me, y'all do not want to see it. I'm a little camera shy. That's why you all never see me. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you can see the background. Like, there's the light. There's my laptop with the little tape over the thing. Oh, hush. Hey, Ryan. What's going on? Renee. Zaru. It's so good to see you guys. I sound edible. Why do people keep saying that? That is like the second time this week somebody has called me edible. Like they could eat me. Really? That is so funny. I don't know what sounding edible means. Like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. I'm doing okay. I finally got my sugar down for the last, well, I think it's down. I need to go check it. For the last week, it's muffled? Okay, so sorry. Hold on. I may have had my phone over the microphone. Okay, is that any better? Is that better? Am I muffled still? Okay, yeah, I think I had my finger over the mic. So for the last week, my sugar's like been in the anywhere from like 260 to 300 and staying that way. And so I'm either getting sick or I'm sick and don't realize it. When you're a type 1 diabetic, such as I, you can tell so much by your sugar, but then I think I've got a defective pump. Agent Mark. Yeah, that's okay. So it was Mark's chat that somebody said that. Thanks. But like when you're diabetic, if your sugar runs high, it kind of lets you know something's going on. Now, I have an insulin pump, so you always want to check if your tubing has an air bubble, which every time my sugar's been high, it's had an air bubble as well. So I have to prime that and then redo it. And then if I put in too much insulin, then it goes down. Yeah, my sugar's been high since Thanksgiving as well. Daggone stuffing does it every time, right? I always forget Thanksgiving, like if I eat stuffing, that stuff takes longer to break down. So I need to put in my bolus for longer, like an hour, hour and a half. So at least you all get to be chatting on here, gives you something to do, But yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing a video on the Chris Watts case, from what I've gathered on the information on the documents, because a lot of people don't have the time to look that stuff up. Now, I don't have all the time in the world to look it up either. I haven't been doing many videos. I've just been busy. It's I'm a mom of 2 kids, 2 dogs, and a husband. Not a mom of a husband. I have a husband, that I need to take care of as well. So you all might think I'm on YouTube a lot, which I am, but I multitask. Like if I'm on YouTube in the chat, I'm also doing something else. It's not like I'm just sitting here. So that's why a lot of the times I just say hi and that's it. I don't really do a whole lot of commentary in the chat. And it's hard for me to get out. I'm either in pain or, anxiety or something. It's not like I'm scared to go anywhere. I'm a social butterfly. I love to go places. It's just my hands will go numb after driving for 5 minutes. That's why I'm on disability. So I've got a lot of reasons for why I do the things I do. Cool beans, Renee. Yeah, I would homeschool as well, but my husband's against it. So I would have to be going against the grain as far as that's concerned. And it's not like I'm dumb or anything. I was an AB student at school. So it's kind of like, go ahead, send them to school. And if I need to speak up, I will. And just like this whole Common Core stuff that was supposed to be repealed in the state of Kentucky. And then for some reason it's not. Oh, don't get me started. Governor Matt Bevin or Blevin or whatever his name is, it was on his desk forever. He finally signed it to repeal it. It did get repealed, but then again, they're still teaching on it. I don't know. My fibro it's been flared up too. Yeah, like taking a shower hurts. If you all do not know about fibromyalgia, your skin literally burns. So even to take a shower or bath, to have clothes on your skin, it burns. It's bad. My blood pressure stays low as well. That's crazy. As long as you don't have any symptoms associated with it, it's fine. That's what the doctor told me. It's not like so low to where the numbers are really, really close together, but it's low. I mean, I'm sure you all don't want to hear of everything that's wrong with me, but I can kind of let you in on a little bit. I'm in my mid-30s and been diabetic since I was 11. And no matter how good control you're in, the long-term effects is what starts catching up with you, right? So I quit my job at a bank of like 6 years to go to a better job. Loved it. I worked Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. The perfect job. I could wear what I wanted to. I was upstairs. I had my own little cubicle. I did bill pay for banks. And basically I searched for payments that were not posted. So it was kind of like a research kind of deal, which I love doing research, right? And I started having a lot of pain in my shoulders, which I already had the pain in my shoulders, but it wasn't as bad. It started getting worse. I started having really, really bad anxiety, panic attacks, and my hands started going numb on me. And that's where it all started. Like it got to where I could not go to work. And then I had a bunch of tests ran. They found some nerve damage in my neck. I have bursitis in both my shoulders, which has now gone to my hips. I have osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia, diabetic neuropathy. Let's see. What else? Yeah, they tried to say it was carpal tunnel at first. Then I had to have that nerve test done where they like stick you with all these needles. And it came back diabetic neuropathy, which, my pain level is like, I'm probably stay at like between a 6 and a 7 all the time. Which, I mean, my pain medicine does help. It kind of takes the edge off of it, but it doesn't ever take the pain away completely, ever, 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 ever. And I only take my medicine when I'm like in dire need. And my doctor, he's like, no, you need to take it every 4 hours. I'm like, no, no, no. Like, I don't want to be getting addicted to that stuff. That's what the doctors do. They want you to get addicted to this medicine. They want you to take it every 4 hours so that your body gets addicted to it. Not me. Oh, hush, Billy Bird. I'm not even going to comment on that. Not even going to comment. Yes, they do. Uh-huh. What's up, Tim? Okay, I'll have to say that was funny. You hush. Okay, anybody got some breaking news or anything they want to talk to me about? Anybody want to say anything in the chat? I don't know how far the delay is. If somebody could just type a 1, I want to see how much of a delay there is here on the thing. All right, there's only like a 12-second delay. That's awesome. Whoop, whoop. So I haven't been online to tell you all. Guess what? I got a doe last weekend. I shot her at about 200 yards. She went straight down. And so, yeah, my husband was like, I cannot believe you made that shot. Like, he kept repeating himself. Like, he kept bringing it up. Like, I can't believe you made that shot. Because, I mean, she was really far off. And it was perfect. Like, we didn't have to go and search for nothing. Like, boom, down. Murder. No, no, no. You hush. With a name like Billy Bird Outdoors, you can either take that 2 ways. Either you're an avid hunter or you just like to be outdoors. So I don't know. Oh my goodness, really? 600 milligrams? Yeah, okay, so I'm on the MS Cotton, 100 milligrams twice a day, which is a 12-hour dose. And then, yeah, he expects me to take 2 10-milligram oxycodone every 4 hours. Yep. Can't do it. I tell you what, though, if I don't take my MS Cotton every 12 to 14 hours, I start to feel the effects. Like, my body literally is addicted to that medicine. I start getting like brain snaps and stuff, but it's not like I crave it like, oh God, I want my medicine. I don't get any effects like that from it. But I'm telling you what, my body will let me know, hey, you haven't had your medicine. I start feeling really, really bad. So, and then again, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, like, I'm on disability, and they expect you to show, well, if you need this medicine, which I do, and CBD oil does help, you guys. If you take CBD oil every day, I take it at night. If you take it every day after a month, you start to feel the effects. Can't do that here in Kentucky, not yet. But anyways, where was I going? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So as far as disability goes, they're like, okay, so if I stopped my medicine, then they're going to look at that. Oh, you don't need medicine. You're going to stop your medicine. You don't need it. So we'll just take your disability away. But I mean, the medicine does help. The medicine does help. But I don't have an addictive personality. So as far as like, the other medicine for my breakthrough pain, I take it when I need it. But yeah, after I was able to stay here at home and have the time to research, that's when I actually fully woke up. And that's what they want. They want people to do the 3/8, right? Or the 4/8. Like sleep 8 hours, work 8 hours, and don't have time for anything else. Right? And that's exactly the paradigm that I was in. I didn't have the time to do any research and to search for truth. You come home, you turn on the news, and you think you're getting correct information because it's news and you're not awake. And once I was, and I don't know why I started going on YouTube. Who knows why we do what we do. But I would love to go back to my job. But then again, you have to think, do you really want to be a part of that beast system again? I don't. If I was able to, I would love to go back to my job. I loved my job, but I don't, there's no way I could do it. Not with and then the doctor he's like, you're going to get worse. You're not going to get better. So, but I'm better off awake. I'm better off awake. I tried going off of my thyroid medicine and had withdrawals. Yeah, when shit hits the fan, I am going to be in bad shape. But, that's going to take a lot of prayer and a lot of determination. It being on YouTube is a full-time job, basically, but it's not like I can sit here for hours. I mean, if I could sit here for hours and do my research like I wanted to, I could go back to work. I can't do that. I have to constantly take breaks. I have to constantly get up, and I'm in pain no matter if I'm standing or sitting or even laying down. If it's not my hips or my knees or my shoulders hurting, it's my fibro that's like burning my skin every time my clothes touch. And then I have these cluster headaches because of the nerve damage in my neck or whatever damage there is. It's like my C3, 4, and 5 is messed up in my neck. I get these cluster headaches or these tension headaches from my neck. I can literally feel it coming from my neck, and it hurts so bad, like my brain is like shaking. And then I take a medication for that as well. She asked how many accounts, not your age. What? Okay, let me go back. Sock accounts. And they sit at home. How many accounts? Oh, easy. It's 1, 2, 3. How many accounts? Yeah. I thought y'all were talking to me. Yeah, I'm just testing out my phone here. This is not my usual way of doing videos. I got new phone service and a new phone. And what's good about this is the same company that I used to work for back in the day. I worked for the same cell phone company for 6 years, back when I was 18. I started out in a little bitty Walmart kiosk. It's crazy. And that was 99, okay? So back in 99 in Kentucky, I don't know about other states, but it's so crazy compared to now. Back then, and I was in Walmart, so I seen pretty much everybody, right? Hardly no one had cell phones at this time. I was the one selling the phones. And just the difference between what it was then to now, it is crazy. Like hardly nobody had phones then, you all. And that's back when we were selling like the Nokia with the antennas, the 5120s and the 6120s and all that stuff. Hey, Mama, I'm just testing out my phone. I just want to see if I can actually stream without it buffering constantly. Because the other night before Marfuga went live, it's crazy. There was this cricket that was literally possessed in my garage. Like he was going to town. Never heard anything. It scared the crap out of me. And I wanted you all to hear it. here it is November, and you got a cricket, and he sounds like he's just on death's door or something. I've never heard anything like it, so I wanted you all to hear it. It was funny. But I tried to do it on my phone, right? And it kept buffering. Even on Wi-Fi, it kept buffering. Oh my goodness, I've already been live 30 minutes. Crazy. Yes, I'm up and running, and you all let me know, how's the sound? Is there any buffer? Is there any lag? Anything like that? And there's only like a 12-second delay. That's crazy. Never seen such a low delay like that. Like it's almost real time. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Hey, Mia. Just now seen you. Hey, Mathis. Tim. Disabled vet who's prepping daily, brittle type 1 diabetic, so I get you. Yeah, Tim. I tell you what, Tim, you know what I'm talking about. Do you remember the last time, Tim Blotch, that you actually felt normal and felt good? And then if you ever get those little subtle moments, it's like you cherish the few seconds that you do feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like when you wake up, I forgot what is normal anymore. I don't even know what that feels like. I'm just so sick of feeling bad. And you all make my day. You all are my second family, and I look so forward to talking to you all and conversating with you all and sharing information with you all. And I do all of this for you guys. Yeah, I get some satisfaction out of it, but I love to be able to present stuff to you all. I'm not just doing it for my health. Trust me. Trust me. I'm so much about getting the truth out there. And if it's ever not truth, then you all need to call me out on it. Call me out on it. And I will do more research on it. But I also use a lot of discernment. If I'm providing something to you all, I'm also researching it as well. So if I ever post MSM clips or anything like that, it's not that I'm agreeing with what they're saying. I put out the research as I see it, and I'm also calling them out on their fakery as well. So, I don't like how I have to keep tapping my screen to see the chat. The chat goes away. It's not constantly there. Live chat. Let me see if I can get... What's this mean? No. Live chat. Yeah, the chat keeps going off the screen. I have to keep tapping it to see it. Yep. I hear you. Let me see if Tim ever commented back. Yes, so sick of being sick. I hear you, man. I am lighting my smoke. You know what? I need to quit, but it's either do this or stay mad. Everybody has their quirks. So I smoke a few cigarettes and I drink coffee. That's, those are my quirks. I'm sure my computer is running better since Cyber Monday's over. I know, right? And you only live once, and this is just, it's not like this is our soul that's drinking coffee or smoking. This is our skin. It doesn't make us a bad person if we smoke a cigarette. Two months of patches. That's an awesome idea. You know what, Tim? My husband took Chantix. The doctor told him, if you start going to a dark place, immediately go off of it. Well, let me just tell you, he started going to that dark place, and my husband's not a very emotional person, and he would just sit there and he would start getting in these bad moods and like getting really, really sad and like having really bad thoughts, and I took that medicine away from him. I literally took it away from him. I was like, you're going to that dark place. You might not be able to see it, but I see it, and I took it away. I'm like, I would rather you smoke than go to that dark place. Because there have been people that have been on that Chantix that have literally killed their whole family, that have snapped. Mia, I'm telling you, do your research on it, sweetheart. I'm all for people to quit smoking. I'm all for it. Really? He started peeing in the bedroom in the corner of the bedroom at night. Wow. Yeah, and you have like lucid dreams with it as well. That's right. It doesn't make you a bad person, it makes you a bad runner. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure when shit hits the fan that we'll cherish what smokes we got, right? Yeah, that Chantix is very, very bad. Yes, got real violent and real freaky. Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness. 29 people. I don't typically go live at this time ever. James Munder is 3 hours behind me. So that's why if me and James ever go live together, he always wants to go live later. And by the time I hit the live on my end, it's, 9, 10 o'clock, but it's only like 5, 6 o'clock on his end. So I like to be able to go live with James because he can't go live on his channel. So that gives him, a voice to chat with you guys as well. We have a lot of the same subs. So James Munder, if you haven't checked out his channel, check him out. Marfugal News and Marfugal TV. All the links should be in the descriptions or my recommended channels. So, I collaborate with all different types of YouTubers. Enter the Stars, Scariest Movie Ever, Call for an Uprising. We're not in some big multi-channel network making money. It's not what we do. It's just, I talk to them every once in a while, Talk to them as friends. Don't even really share research or anything like that. Just, you get on YouTube and you end up making friends and collaborate as friends, and I don't regret any bit of this whole YouTube experience, really. There's some people I've been friends with that I'm no longer friends with, and it's been an experience. Let me tell you, I'm getting a phone call. I'm going to ignore that. I don't know that number. Could you all see whenever that phone call came up on my screen? Could you all see that? I'm just asking. Hey, Jace Ventura. I love your avatar, man. It's so funny. Warrior. I'm sorry, Lou. I am not quietly lighting another smoke. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what all you all can see when I go live. I've got my notifications turned off, so you wouldn't even think a phone call would show up. Who knows? I'm still trying to figure out this phone. Actually, I need to heat my coffee up. It's getting cold. So I ran out of coffee creamer. So what I've done is I did the other trick, right? So I put real butter in my coffee. Where'd my chat go? Chat, where'd you go? So I put real butter in my coffee, about a tablespoon, maybe not quite that much. I don't know. My mom could tell you. And then I did 2 packets of the Trevia, which is an off-brand of stevia, which is derivative from the sugar cane itself. So it's good for you. And it's actually pretty good. Yeah, show me some love. Thanks, Renee. No, coffee. I'm out. No, you can't be out of coffee. No. Are you choosing to be out of coffee or you're just out? I don't think you can stream with airplane mode on, can you? I thought if you're on airplane mode, it stops all signal. Am I right? It's actually not bad. It is not bad. I'm the type of girl that I have to have like I wouldn't say half, but like a quarter of creamer in my cup, and then I put the coffee on. It's kind of more like a cappuccino. That's the type of coffee I drink. I drink the sugar-free French vanilla creamer, right? Then I put the coffee on. And that's how I have my coffee. Now, I procrastinate, but I'm also not feeling the best. So if I can keep from going out, yeah, I'm going to keep from going out. I would have went after I took my son to school this morning, but I didn't have my boots on. I just left in my house shoes, and I didn't want to go to the store in my house shoes. So I came home, was going to just put my boots on and go, and I got all warm and cozy, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'll just do the butter and sugar. Grass-fed butter? That must be the cream that comes from the cows is grass-fed, the milk. I'm so glad I'm not a sleepwalker. Heck, I couldn't be a sleepwalker because as soon as I get up out of bed, I'm in so much pain, so that would wake me up. It's probably a good thing. Yes, when I used to buy coffee by the can, I used to keep it in the freezer. It stays so much fresher. So longer. Minus salt. So when I buy the sticks of butter, I buy salted and unsalted. And I like to cook with the unsalted because I add the salt with my food, depending on what I'm cooking. I can cook a hella steak. That's all I'm saying. If it's not on the grill, I can still do a really good job in a frying pan. Just saying. Not to toot my own horn or pat myself on the back, but my husband and my son absolutely love my cooking. My son tells me, he'll be like, "Ew, what's that, Mom? I don't know." I'm like, "Have I ever fed you anything you have not liked?" He's like, "No." And then after he eats it, he's like, "Mom, you're the best cook ever." And you know what's weird? I don't know if I've told you all this before, and all you moms out there can probably attest to this. I was pregnant with my daughter. I'm not a picky eater. I was so picky when I was pregnant with her. Like, I could not handle steak. I could not handle beef. The thought of even touching or smelling of it made me gag. Couldn't even handle it. Like, bag it up or freeze it or anything. Didn't want to touch it, right? The only thing that I would eat meat-wise was I craved it, was a Nacho Bel Grande from Taco Bell, right? And then chicken. Well, my daughter, to this day, she's 14. To this day, she will not eat hamburger or steak or any type of meat other than chicken. Isn't that crazy? Now, my son, when I was pregnant with him, I was not picky. I craved steak. I could eat anything. Nothing at all grossed me out. Nothing. And he will eat anything. Isn't that crazy? And I developed allergies while I was pregnant with both of them, and both of them have allergies. Sorry. I kill poor little deers. I just think that's really odd, though. Think about it. Like, their own little personality affects your brain. And then it's almost like you can tell what kind of person they're going to be with them in your womb. I should write a book or something. Exactly. No vaccines is the key to healthy kids. Let me just tell you, my daughter had her vaccines up until, like, she had all of her vaccines when she was a baby, which I now regret. But once I became awake, I stopped the vaccines, right? My son did not have his kindergarten vaccines, which when he was in kindergarten, my daughter was getting into sixth grade. They wanted her to do 13 vaccines just for sixth grade. Like, they were going to combine a bunch of those vaccines into like 2 or 3 or 4 shots. I was like, heck no. Nope. I was already awake by then. Thank goodness. And then, when my son was a baby, he had a reaction to a shot. He cried for hours and hours and hours, but it was that night. It's not like he had the shot and then cried for hours and hours. It came on later. And my son was not a heavy crier. I knew something was wrong, like gut-wrenching crying. I could not get it to stop. So, and I don't think he'd been the same ever since. Like, he was a preemie, yeah. He was 7 weeks early. But I could see a difference in his personality. Now you would have never known. He's your typical little boy. He has some quirks about him, but he has the biggest heart. He brought home his report card and had A's and B's and 1 C. He's doing awesome. And believe it or not, guess what? Last year, they wanted to hold him back a year because of his maturity level. I'm sorry, but little boys are gonna not mature as quick as girls. And you should not base a school grade on maturity level. You need to look at their grades, right? I mean, as long as he's doing good in school, don't make him feel bad for having a personality and trying to be funny in class. As long as he's getting his work done, right? Oh, it made me so mad. I wanted to take his report card and go to his teacher that he had last year and shove it in her face and be like, you wanted to hold my son back for what again? Really? Like, he does multiplication in his head. I don't know about you all, but I couldn't do that. I had to memorize them. But he literally does math in his head, just like his dad. I cannot do that. Sorry. And he uses both hands. He's like inverted. Like, he, uses his left hand for some things and his right. He's dominant with his right, but he does a lot of things with his left hand, just like his dad does. And back when I was in school, like 3rd grade, I could write with both hands, and my teacher made me pick what hand I wanted to write with. So I chose my right. I guess she was having trouble determining what papers were mine because I would write differently with each hand. So she made me choose, which if I was a teacher, I wouldn't have done that. If you've got a 3rd grader that can use both hands accordingly, why stop that? I could go on and on and on about school, and, a lot of people don't know this. All right, So they're pushing all these ADHD meds, right? That's what they tried to do with my son. And this is probably going to be demonetized just for talking about this, but I don't care. So the states, the more kids that they have on these ADHD medicines, and as long as they have a diagnosis from the doctor, the state test scores don't count. Plus, the state gets extra money for these children. That's why they're pushing this so much. Do you all get what I'm saying? They are pushing for these parents to put these kids on this medicine so that the test scores don't count and they get more money for these children that are on these special IEP sessions. Okay, Measy, I can try to remember to do that, sweetheart. Just text me or something. What's up, Urban? A senator just died from complications after a flu shot. Really? Can you give some more info on that, Mom? Because I tell you what I can do if you all want. I can keep this going, log on my laptop, and just do some research and share screens and stuff if you all want. I don't have nothing else to do right now. That way I can get up and go heat my coffee. Yeah, Martin, I don't normally go live at this time. I used to a while back, but I usually don't feel good at this time of day, which I don't really feel good, but I wanted to test out my phone. I have a new phone, a new service. Your father died from allergic reaction to the flu shot. Wow, I'm so sorry, Tamara. Bye, Mia. Okay, I can continue. All right, I'm just reading the chat. Boys ain't meant to sit still. Exactly. And you know what? I will be honest about this. I had my son on ADHD medicines. We tried like 3 different ones. The first one, and I can't give the names because I don't remember, honestly. Adderall was the very last one, and I'll tell you about that here in a minute. The first one we put him on made him an emotional wreck. I couldn't look at him wrong without him busting out crying. And I'm talking about a little boy that's always smiling, lovable. I mean, you name it. I mean, just a good kid. Okay? The school had me thinking I needed to take him to it. And then the doctors, too. And then when I wanted to take him off the medicines, his pediatrician was like, well, if you don't trust me and my thoughts as far as treating him, then you don't need to have me as a doctor. So then I dropped her. I just basically take him for his physicals and when he's sick. I'm not going to no longer take him to a pediatrician because they won't see you if they're not vaccinated. Okay, the second medicine we had him on. He continued to lose weight. He would not eat. He's a small boy anyways. And I was like, this is not my son. This is not my son. The third one, he was like a zombie. And then he was also losing weight on that too. Literally a zombie. I was like, no, sorry. No, he wasn't on the medications that long at all. Took him off. You know what? He's got a personality. He's doing good in school. Yeah, he might get a little rambunctious. What kid does not? What real kid doesn't? That's what they want. They want these kids to be zombies so that they don't have to deal with them, so that they can get money from the state, and then that the test scores do not count, and everything's just fine and dandy. And then they teach these curriculums that the parents cannot even help with. Yeah, I'm sitting here griping. And, I could stop griping and homeschool my kids, but it's not like I'm a single parent that makes all the decisions. Okay? I have another half that, we would need to compromise. Now, I will tell you this. They start pulling this gender fluent stuff at school. And no. Me and my husband already agreed. They start talking and teaching about that, pulling them as soon as possible. Mom, did you put the name of that senator there in the chat? Oh, okay. So if you can send me that link on, I'm trying to think because I'm going to be on my PC. Send me that link on Facebook if you don't mind. Is that the name of the senator? And then that way I can pull it up on my PC. Okay. Because if I get on my laptop here in a second, I might not be able to pull that up in the chat. It might not let me go back that far. So. Okay, I'm going to put the phone down real quick. I'm going to go heat up my coffee and then I'll start up my laptop. And if it'll let me switch, I will start and we'll start doing some research because that's some, for a senator. And was he a newly elected senator? That's another thing I'd like to know. They can call it, oh, he was killed by a flu shot, which, I don't doubt, but it could be bigger. That could actually be bigger than what it actually is. Thanks, Mom. I just got it. Okay, so, all right, awesome. Yeah, if for some reason the stream ends, I will start up a whole new one. Okay, so be watching for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mute. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go get some coffee and I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, it's not going to let me pull it up on my laptop, I guess, because I'm using the actual YouTube Live app. So if you all want to join me in about 5 minutes, I'm going to set up a new stream. Much love and thanks for all who joined this one, and I will see you all in just a few minutes.